So we actually connect developer and enterprise to carriers around the world to do a few things. One is to send and receive messages to any phone in the world, and also send and receive voice calls. So we provide a very simple API, cloud API. Developers can connect in a few minutes to us instead of months before, while they needed to connect to carriers. And yeah, we enable them to interact with any phone through the web. It is a very competitive market, but it's a non-inefficient market. There's a lot of inefficiencies. Big telcos have grown very fast in the last few years. They haven't really thought about this industry being commoditized and becoming a dumb pipe. So they have a very high OpEx structures. We're a startup. We use cloud technologies. We can process much more transaction than kind of incumbent players, and we're providing a very useful services for these enterprise and developers that before didn't really have access to. Personally, I come from that old telco background, incumbent players in the past. So I've learned a lot from mistakes of others, and really the idea was, okay, we can really do this better, the right way, so we had the industry experience, we had the contacts in place, and we really needed to build the technology and the model. So that's kind of my first idea when I had it a few years back, and coming up from the frustration I gathered around the years from these old incumbent players, hey, really we can do things better and smarter. So I started the company, and I started talking to investors around me, people I knew in my network, and they told me, but we cannot fund a company without a CTO. You need a team. And one of them told me, don't worry, I know someone. And this is how I got introduced to Eric, and he joined us as a co-founder and CTO just a few weeks after the conversation. So we had an angel investor that put upfront, 200,000 euro, really to help us get off the ground even before having a CTO. I was the only guy with PowerPoint presentation and some industry contacts, and from there we were able to hire our first architect, start building the technology, the infrastructure. And really focus on, okay, what's the minimum viable product to get the first customer on board. And just a matter of a few months, we were able to sign our first client, and from there, we had much more clients after that. It's one of my, previous contacts in the industry, one of the resellers that really needed a special destination that we secured, and they just wired us, 5,000 euro, and we connect them, and we got started. We didn't have any analytics or ways to control the traffic, so there was we took a huge risk, because if they can send €1 million, and then we were out of business, the next day. So I didn't sleep much at that time, really controlling their traffic through old-fashioned Unix commands. And then from there we had the right tools to control the business. It didn't matter about whether it's going to succeed or not. I just matter about, am I giving my best, right? Because success is a lot about external factors, luck that you can't always control. Really, the question was to me is, am I doing my best? Am I hiring the right people? Am I building the right team and the right technology? Am I talking to the right customers? So these kind of the thing that I could control, as a one guy entrepreneur starting a company. And then if we succeed, I think we had a lot of luck, to get where we get today. But I really wasn't concerned about that at that time. I think fit is the most important. I don't really, skills and experience are important too, but fit, I think, is more important to the culture, because we're doing things differently from anybody else that is already in the industry. So assessing the fit early on is important, but then also make small mistakes and correct them very quickly. If we hire the wrong person, very quickly realize that that's not good for the person or not good for the company, and move on. I think first and foremost, we are all technology people here, so we really, for instance, when we have a problem, we don't solve it by taking months to find someone to hire. We just build algorithm and solve it from a technology standpoint. I think first and foremost, the person should be kind of comfortable in embracing technology and thinking outside the box. How we do things differently compared to all other technology company or telecom companies today in the industry. So I think that's the first item. The second item is really we're a very flat organization. There's no politics. It's really about results and teamwork. And usually when you come from an established organization, your chip behaves differently. It doesn't mean that you cannot succeed in your role, but you probably won't be effective in a no hierarchy and flat organization.